What is going on, warriors and farmers of Tamaris? I am back again with another Call of Dragons video. In today's episode, gonna show you guys the ultimate updated guide for GORESH and SKOGUL. GORESH and SKOGUL is hands down the biggest bully in the whole of Call of Dragons. This pairing can do pretty much everything you would want in the game. Today's episode is gonna show you a bunch of different stuff that you can use to improve your GORESH and SKOGUL and get them doing so much damage. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet already. Turn on that bell notification and never miss out. Like the video, share it with your friends, leave some comments down below. Let's get started. Alright, warriors of Tamaris, we are entering the season of strife and GORESH and SKOGUL are still the best infantry pairings in the game. We haven't seen the new generation 3 infantry pairing yet, however GORESH and SKOGUL are the real deal. Now this is a follow-up video from my previous video. I had to take that video down because I made a mistake on that video. I am glad I made that mistake because that mistake has helped me come up with better combination for GORESH and SKOGUL that I believe is going to help a lot of people. I have done some testing with the WARPETS. I had to add some new skills to my WARPET just to test them out, and I gotta say it was working flawlessly. So today gonna show you a bunch of different things you need to know about this pairing. We're gonna see how they synergize together, how GORESH and SKOGUL synergize together. We're gonna check out the WARPET, all the skills that you need to put on the WARPET to get even more value. And I'm gonna show you 3 different talent trees that you can use for these pairings. Each one is gonna be excellent in its own way. Let's get started. Beginning with the skills of the heroes. This hero has so many good skills that are excellent at destroying the enemy. He has a physical attack bonus of 50%, goes all the way up to 60%, and a resistance of -20%. It is excellent. The second skill gives you infantry counter-attack damage bonus of 20% and infantry defense of 15%. Now the third skill is excellent. This is where I made that mistake, because in this game there is additional damage and then there is additional skill damage. However, I classified this skill as additional damage only without looking at the skill damage factor at the bottom here. So this is what made me decide to take down my previous video. Now I have corrected the mistake. And I've also discovered a few stuff. I had to change my WARPET to like show my suspicions, and guess what? I got some good stuff, man. You guys are gonna like it. So this is the skills of Mr. GORESH. When we look at SKOGUL, she has a rage skill that can do a double counter attack. This is just insane. And then HP bonus of 15%. Second skill gives you infantry physical attack bonus 20% and another HP boost. It's just awesome. Third skill gives you attack of 25%. Fourth skill gives you some healing factor, and then the awakening gives you 10% more counter attack, which is excellent. As of right now, infantry in the game can only do 50% counter attack, but these two pairings decided to take things to the next level. GORESH has a 20% counter attack damage boost. The Spiritborn Torque is going to give you another 20% counter attack, making it 40%. And then SKOGUL is going to give you another 10, making it 50. Now this infantry pair can do 100% counter-attack damage, which is just ridiculous. And to top things off, SKOGUL can do a double counter-attack. So you're getting a double counter-attack of 100% counter-attack damage, which is just ridiculous. These two pairings just know how to bully everyone in the game right now. They synergize so well with each other and just take things to the next level. When you look at GORESH's third skill, he can do this skill damage factor 2 times every second. That is because the SKOGUL can trigger blood-soaked battle here, which can give her a double counter attack every single second. So that is going to trigger this GORESH's third skill and make him do the skill damage 2 times every second, up to 5 legions. It is just insane. This is awesome. Now once I fixed that mistake, I decided to go to my WARPET, and as you guys can see here, I have altered my WARPET and added 2 skill damage factor over here. And I gotta say guys, this was the best decision I have done so far. I had this track enhanced skill with me for some time now. I was gonna sell it. I was gonna use it to extract a 2-star skill, but after this epiphany, I decided to put it here, and the output is just insane. I am getting so much critical hits on this third skill for GORESH, known as the Ruthless. We're gonna talk more about this pet in the pet section. So right now we're doing the skills. I think I've covered pretty much everything that we need to know. We have a lot of good stuff here on the skills. They just work so awesome on the field. And Skogul is just awesome. With her double counter attack, this is the real deal, guys. The combination between the two, 100% counter attack to the enemy. No wonder they keep bullying everybody off the pitch. Right now, there is nobody who can stand toe to toe with this pairing in a 1v1 situation. You show your face, you get knocked out. I don't know what the new infantry are gonna look like, but these two right now are just wreaking havoc on everybody on the field right now. And in terms of war, the alliance that have many Goresh and Skogul is going to win the war. So this is what you guys need to invest in right now. Let us check out some awesome talent trees that you can use with Goresh and Skogul. There are so many talent trees out there. The majority of the Call of Dragons universe is kind of using the talent tree with full infantry. Basically, they put everything on the infantry talent tree branch, and it looks a little something like this. So this is what a lot of players are using right now. So let's go over the points, and then I'm going to show you guys the talent tree that I prefer and why. So this is what people are using. You make your way all the way up here. Now, previously in my video, I said this would not work with Goresh. I made a mistake. That was my fault, which is why I took down the video. It was because of this skill. It is an additional damage. I somehow decided not to look at the bottom to confirm that it's a skill damage factor. I just assumed it was an additional damage, which is not classified as a skill damage. So that was the mistake. So when we come back over here, you're going to see that a lot of Call of Dragons players are using a talent tree that kind of looks like this. So they pick this, grab this, and then we're going to talk about the most important nodes. The first node is this one over here. Make sure you don't pick cool-headed. When your Legion casts Rage skill, they gain shelter, increasing their defense by 4% for 3 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 10 seconds. So this skill is not permanent. This is a temporary skill. If you watch my video on how to read war reports, it's going to explain a lot of stuff. So since this is a temporary skill, it is going to be overwritten by another temporary skill. We have the Spirit-Born Torque over here. When you trigger this skill, it's going to give you shelter, defense of up to 30% for about 30 seconds, which means this skill, Cool-Headed, is it called Cool-Headed? Go back to this talent tree. So this skill over here, Cool-Headed, is not going to work because of the Spirit-Born Torque, which is why you go with this one here at the bottom. To keep this going, we come over here to the left, you get All Conquering. And then you have Last Word. Your Legion deal 4% more counterattack damage, which is excellent. And then here at the bottom, you get 3 skills that work at the same time. 5% HP, 5% defense, 5% attack. It is pretty powerful. Now we're going to talk about this node here known as the Flank Protection. Now in my previous guide, I said you shouldn't take this skill because that was back in the days when people didn't use a lot of infantry. And your infantry would never get surrounded in the field. So this was kind of like a waste. Out of 10 fights, maybe only one time you could be surrounded by other melee legions. But now since many people are using infantry, things have changed. You need to take this skill because it's going to help you out. If you are surrounded by, let's say, 5 enemy legions who are melee, each one of them is going to get 15% surrounded damage bonus boost. So they're going to be hitting you 15% harder. And when you have this skill, it's going to reduce their 15% increased damage by 75%. So this skill is going to be awesome for that situation. When we get to the end point, we have 2 powerful skills over here. A lot of people like to go with Ready for Battle. Your Legion has an 8% chance to launch an extra counter attack when hit with a normal attack. And then we have the other one here, which is the Iron Will. So this is a talent tree that a lot of people are using. It looks a little something like this. I think this 5 points, they moved it over here. I don't really remember, or they put it over here. But a lot of people are using the full infantry talent tree. On the contrary, I don't really like the full infantry talent tree because I believe you can get even more better value by going to the right hand side. So the talent tree looks a little something like this. So we're grabbing both of these skill damage boost because they are going to boost this skill for Mr. Goresh. And as you look at my pet, I have decided to add these two skills. They are giving me so much crit damage. It is just insane. So it is the main reason I decided to pick both of these two skill damages you see over here, because they're going to be hitting people every second, up to 5 targets. Just creating all those crits, getting so much damage. It is awesome. This is the talent tree that I would use. We make our way to the left. You get Adrenaline Rush. You take the Furious. I already explained Cool-Headed, why you shouldn't take it. And then you grab 5 points from here. You take Last Word, because you know so many people are going to be hitting you on the field. Sometimes when you get blocked, you cannot get close to the enemy. So this is going to help you against those enemies who hit you from far. Now you can decide to go with the Generalist as well. You can pick this one instead of the Last Word. It's going to be up to you. I already explained Flank Protection. If more than 5 legions are hitting you at the same time and they are melee, they are going to be getting 15% surrounded damage bonus dealt. However, with this skill, you're going to reduce that by 75%, which is pretty nice. And then when we get to the end point, let me explain which one of these two you should take. So if your infantry can last longer for more than 15 seconds, then you should take Iron Will. Iron Will is going to extend the duration of Goresh Rage skill. So let's go back over here. This Rage skill goes on for 6 seconds. With the Iron Will, it's going to go for 7 seconds. Which means you get an extra second of 60% physical attack, 20% damage taken reduction, and on top of that you get an extra second to do a double ruthless hit on many enemies. It could be amplified by these crit rates you see over here. Now when you increase your duration by 1 second, you're giving Skogul another 1 second to do a double counter attack. You get HP bonus in that extra 1 second, and you're just destroying your enemies with lots and lots of counter attack. It is just some good stuff. So getting back to the talent tree for Goresh, if your infantry can last longer than 15 seconds, you go with the Iron Will. If your infantry doesn't last longer than 15 seconds, I think you're going to get good value from Ready for Battle. Now when we come to the right side, you can grab this, you grab this, more skill damage. And then you're going to get All Conquering. Your Legion take 4% less normal attack damage. And at the end here, you have 2 skills that you can pick from. I would suggest you go with this one because it's not going to be overwritten. This one, however, is going to be overwritten because it says your Legion gains shelter when entering battle, increasing their defense by 5% for 10 seconds. So you know the Spiritborn Torque has a shelter as well. But thing is, this might trigger on the 4th second, which means you could use this skill for about 4 seconds before it gets overwritten. So I think that can still be useful. When you haven't triggered your Spiritborn Torque yet, this is going to be activated and it can help you out sometimes. But this one might be good in the long run. So this is what I'm going with. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the talent tree for Goresh and Skogul, a talent tree that I'm going to use. Now I decided to pick this 2 point instead. I could put this point over here if I want, or grab this one. But I decided to do it because of my WARPETS and these crit skills. And the fact that Goresh can do damage to up to 5 surrounding legions, it means I have a higher chance of creating these 2 pet skills. It's just gonna be awesome. When it comes to Skogul, the talent tree is almost identical to the one that I used with Goresh. I would use my Skogul especially if my infantry is not going to be lasting more than 10 seconds. As you guys can see, this is what I have for the design. We have talked about most of the points. Here I went with Ready for Battle. I use this when the open field is full of a lot of enemies and they just melt my marches within seconds. This is what I would pick. Now on the right hand side, we have so many good skills that are going to help you with the situations where you just get melted right away. You have an extra counter attack here, 4%. Combined with this counter attack, that is 8% extra counter attack. And then you have a 10% increased attack when you enter battle, which is very good. This is awesome. So this is the talent tree I would use on a Skogul. This is what it will look like for the Skogul. And then when you go back to my Goresh, I would use the one with the Iron Will ability. I'm going to be changing this when we enter the new season. I don't want to do it now and waste my points for nothing. So this is what I will use for Goresh if it can last longer than 15 seconds. But if I see my marches are dying in less than 10 seconds, then I go with this one for the Skogul. It looks a little something like this. Let me know down below which one of these talent trees you think looks good for you. Time to check out the war pet for the Goresh and the Skogul. Which one of these two pets should you use? Now we have a BRUINBEAR and we have the Venomous Lizard. First of all, the Venomous Lizard is the best war pet for Goresh and Skogul. This lizard is going to be triggered at any time. So this is the best pet to use with this pairing for open field fights where there are so many people. Now if you have very few people on the field and your infantry can last more than like 15 seconds, can last more than 20 seconds, then you're going to get some good value from the quickening. If you use this pet in an open field like where your Goresh is being hit by 50 people, your Goresh might die before you even trigger the skill. So this is why you keep the BRUINBEAR maybe for protecting your city or rolling other players or fighting in small scale fights. But when it comes to large scale fights, you're gonna go with the Venomous Lizard. It's gonna give you a lot of value. Now because of the Goresh skill 3, because of the Ruthless, I decided to use my 3-star track and hunt over here, and oh boy, it was the best decision I have made so far. I only get a crit rate of plus 4%, but this thing is triggering like almost every second. And then it was boosted by this one as well. I had to get rid of one of my crit rate skills to compensate for this one. I had this one for the pet. Let me find it. I had Angry Roar on this pet, but I had to remove it to put the Pursuit Predation. I also have another 1-star, let's see, Blood Roar that I'm gonna use over here to crit my pet. But I don't want to do that just yet. I want to regenerate this pet and get a good agility and good luck. That way I can push this skill all the way up to 5%. And then if I take this to a 3-star, I can push it to 5% as well. Both of them combined will give me 10% additional crit rate. And as you know, Goresh Ruthless skill can do damage, can do 200 skill damage factor to 5 nearby legions every second. And it can do it 2 times when Skogul does her rage skill. So this is just going to be insane. I tested this on the Darklings on the map. The Darkling guards the one with the chest, and it was working like a charm. This is awesome, guys. If you want to try it, you should give it a shot. It's gonna give you a lot of damage. So I'm gonna be putting a pet crit rate over here, the one that uses luck. I don't have any more agility spots left. So we're gonna see how that goes. Lastly, we're gonna check out some artifacts that you can use with your Goresh and Skogul. The number 1 artifact is this one over here, known as the Spiritborn Torque. Mine is only level 1. I need to push it up. We'll see how that goes. This is the real deal for Goresh and Skogul. Now the second best artifact you can use is going to be the Grey Mars War Hammer. This Grey Mars War Hammer is excellent. The devs decided to buff it. It can do damage to up to 5 targets, 3200 damage factor. And the thing is, you can stun enemies for 4 seconds. You can stop them from attacking you. They'll just be standing there, not doing anything. It is a good artifact right now. It is the second best artifact that I would use. The third one I would consider is the Dragon Scale Armor. It's another one that's going to give you HP. However, I think you're going to get good value from the Spiritborn Torque and this hammer over here. They should work well. Now I think also trying an attack artifact for your Goresh and Skogul could be a good thing. You could try the Dragon Rift if you want some attack, especially for fighting in a 1v1 situation. Who knows? This could be something excellent. I haven't tried it, but I think it could work. And that's it for the videos, ladies and gentlemen. This is Goresh and Skogul, hands down the best infantry pairing in the game. They can pretty much beat anyone. If you want to walk around on the map without carrying anything, just take this pairing and you should be good to go. You can just walk anywhere and say bring it. Bring it if you got what it takes. The only single march that can do everything for you on the field. My previous video had a mistake. I had to take it down. The mistake was from here. When I fixed it, I decided to make even a better guide for you guys. Let me know down below if you already knew how to combine, you know, the crit rate of the pet to like create this scale for your Goresh. It is working like a charm for me. It is awesome, guys. You should try it out. Try this on your lizard pet. You're gonna get some good value on the field. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new, subscribe for more content. Until then, talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.